We'll talk about the first Omen first. I'll do a wee intro to that and then some questions, and then a wee intro to the actual Omen, and then some questions
say
to
the
that.
first Omen or the first Omen?
Aye.
Yeah,
it's like an Adam Costello routine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good morning, Vietnam! I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I feel the need for speed.
Roads? When we're going, we don't need roads. Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Batman. I am the father.
I'm just looking at birthday cards at the moment.
Oh, you should.
It's not my birthday till September, you know, right?
Yeah, I'm July, you know, for goodness sake, Thomas. Oh, it's the Moonpig ones you'll have to send away for them, so it's more personal.
Yeah, that's true.
Whose birthday is it? You're not buying a birthday card for yourself, are you? That's a bit sad.
Oh.
No.
We'll buy you a birthday card, Simmy.
I just buy Valentine's Day cards for myself.
And put rude limericks in them, yeah.
Yeah, and then some memory's so bad I forget that actually it's from me, so I get excited when I see it.
Oh, and you disguise your handwriting and stuff. So
I order them online, you just type it, it's great. Although some of them come like with headline clippings cut out, and they ones freak me out a wee bit.
This took a light-hearted, oh, it's Jay from the In-Betweeners sending himself cards thing to people that are in my life.
Other than that, like I said, my life. How are you two doing?
Everything's fine. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, all right, actually, yeah. Whatever that may be.
Yeah. It has rained sideways all day here, which is so depressing.
Same here. My fucking fences fell over again. I don't understand how the wind catches this thing. One side of it goes one way and the other side goes the other way. I can't understand how it's so badly weighted.
That's bizarre. I honestly also, I misheard what you said. And I thought you said my pheasant has gone again. And I was like, you have pheasants? I thought John was the posh one.
I fucking hate that fence, honestly. It's to my head in. But yeah, no pheasants, unfortunately. Well, I'll bet fucking shoot the fence. Not that I would shoot a pheasant, but it just seems like the kind of thing John would do in his spare time.
Just for target practice,
yeah. Oh, what was that film called that I watched that you guys recommended? And it was the rich hunting people for sport. Damn, what was that called?
I can see it. It was the last film I seen before the lockdown.
Anyways, the joke was that that's what John does.
Yeah.
That's really annoying. I can see the poster for it.
Yeah,
I can actually see bits of the film in my head, but I can't remember the name of it.
Is it this something?
Good start.
It wasn't The Purge, but it was something like that.
Something like it was like a wee short. It was that, and then a wee short word, like a one-syllable word. It's not The Hunt because that's the Mads Mikkelsen film. God, that's really bad. No wonder I lose at film quizzes all the time because I'm like, yeah, I've seen it and I can describe it to you. Can't fucking tell you what it's called.
Welcome to Moviescramble. We'll be discussing our love and passion for movies. Is it called The Hunt? It's not called The Hunt, but it's something like that.
Something like that, isn't it? Oh, I don't know.
I'll just name it.
It's called The Hunt, yeah. It was called The Hunt.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
From 2000, because Emma Roberts is in it for about 2 minutes.
That's right.
At the start, so I searched her on IMDb.
Oh, thank God one of us knows how to use the internet.
Well, I've been trying not to Google stuff if I'm trying to remember things. Apparently, it fucks with your memory.
Yes, you're supposed to train your brain, aren't you? To actually use clues to pieces, which is why I was trying to recall images from the film in my head to see if that prompted anything. But it's clearly too late on Monday for that.
But you were both right. That's the thing. You dismissed your initial thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's just because I thought it was because The Hunt is that Mads Mikkelsen film as well, so I just thought for some reason there wouldn't be a film with the same name.
Yeah.
Which takes us on to the Omen. And
yeah, so as I say, I'm happy to host because I have done homework for this. I've only watched the first Omen and the Omen. I've not watched Omen 2, 3 or 16, however many there is. So I have only watched the first two and based my questions off that. I hope that's acceptable. If you guys want to chat about other sequely things, you're so more than welcome to. Johan, I'm actually tempted to tape that thing that you sent last night, the Kung Fu Dracula film.
Oh, I'm going to record it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to record it and watch it.
Because I watched the Satanic Rites of Dracula last night, which apparently is the last Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing film, and it was like just hilariously bad, but like in an enjoyable way. Like I didn't feel like I'd wasted 90 minutes. It was good fun. And then when you sent that through, I was like, do I watch Kung Fu Dracula?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
You kind of have to. It's quite. I was reading up a wee bit on it as well, and the director was saying that they went to Japan to actually film it, and it was the Shaw Brothers Studios that they used, you know, the sort of home all the very famous sort of kung fu films. And the director said, all the kung fu guys, all their extras and everything were all completely mental. They're just really, really crazy. And he made a deal with them that he would direct the drama parts of it, and all the action parts, he just left it to these guys to do.
Really?
He says, and I was more than happy with that because he didn't know how to wrangle them more than anything else. So, aye.
Oh, I quite like the sound of it.
What was the other film you watched last night? Was that any good?
Oh no, it was just that, the Satanic Rites of Dracula.
Yeah.
That was all I watched.
Was that it? Was it good though?
Do you know what? It's Peter Cushing. I mean, Christopher. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's not good. It's not a word I would use. Christopher Lee is drop dead gorgeous. I don't care. I would watch him as Dracula in anything because I just think he is so handsome. And Peter Cushing obviously is Van Helsing. It was very like there was a lot of boobs and core blimey, and then contrasting that with really posh guys that were meant to be scientists, and then there was all these guys running about in these like, I don't know when it was set, but they had afros, really bad fake mustaches, like aviator sunglasses, and these like kind of furry like gilets, I suppose, and they were going around with silencers, like shooting everybody that was going to dare to expose who Dracula was, living in an office block in London. It was so bizarre.
But trivia there talking about Christopher Lee. You probably know already that the last person executed by guillotine was 1977. So the same year Star Wars, which got a famous trivia.
Yes.
Did you know Christopher Lee was in attendance?
No. Why?
The Republic.
Oh right, okay. I thought like he knew the person or something, or there was like a personal.
Christopher Lee was there and he saw it.
Fair play to him. Is he not like? Is Christopher Lee not one of these guys who's like a polyglot or something? Did I not read that somewhere as well?
Don't know what that is.
Like he spoke loads of languages.
Oh yeah, probably. I know the guy who was in Wishmaster. It was like that, but I can't remember his name.
Oh, there's a film I've not heard of in years.
Have you seen Wishmaster?
Yeah, I think I have. No, wait. Oh no, I'm thinking of the Page Master. That's a Macaulay Culkin film.
I was going to say, did you not listen to his Men and John's podcast series on the Wishmaster films?
It's not the same film. I'm so sorry. I'm back to doing my Maverick thing again. No, I've not seen Wishmaster. Sorry. But now that I've become like, you know, a person who watches horror sequels, maybe this is my new thing.
A Scream Queen. Oh, speaking of this, have any of you seen Black Bear? It's not a horror film, but the Aubrey Plaza film.
Oh yes, I have. I watched it at the film festival last year.
I watched it earlier. What did you think of it?
I think it was very weird, if I remember correctly.
It's like two films, isn't it?
I was watching it going, this is brilliant. I'm really enjoying this. Then it totally switched, and I thought, okay, I'm really enjoying this, but I don't think they connect very well at all.
Oh, that's the one where they're filming is it up at a cabin somewhere? Yeah, that does. It's a bit of a bait and switch halfway through, is it not?
Yeah, I don't really understand. I mean, I thought both parts were really well acted, well written, well directed. But as a complete film, I just didn't see the bridge. I didn't understand the...
No, I get that. I do remember that. I remember thinking, what the fuck is that? Like, it almost felt like, just that way, because I was watching a screener online, I was like, has this been tagged on to something different?
That was like my dad watched From Dusk Till Dawn for the first time. And he was happy for the film The Vampires came out, and he genuinely thought it was a different film for about a second or two, until he realised it was the same aesthetics, the same actors. But at first he went, has this been taped over in some way?
That's such a like early 90s thing to say, isn't it? Like, because you would somebody had to have like somebody's christening taped over by a football match or something that. So yeah, that's funny. I joined your cult. Think about it. John's handsome, charismatic, in a position of power in his work. What possessions do you want me to sell, and I'll join?
You just said I would join John's cult, not realizing we've already joined it.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Notice I'm keeping very quiet about that. Yeah.
Right, that would explain a lot. Honestly, Sammy, you're hysterical. Genuinely, I think you know more about the Bible than me. And I spent 13 years in an RE class. I've obviously not been paying attention.
Yeah, I do. I wouldn't say I know a lot about the Bible, but I do, for some strange reason, have some knowledge.
You've watched enough films about because you know what I was actually thinking as well. What's that Christopher Lee film where he's the priest and it's something about creating an antichrist? The Devil's Daughter or something like that it's called. To the Devil a Daughter.
The Devil a Daughter.
That's I think that might be Hammer adjacent, but that it was kind of, I was thinking of that as well, probably because I was watching the Satanic Rites of Dracula last night. But it did make me think there's a huge, obviously there is a market out there, and I didn't realise that Immaculate was pretty much the same story as well. I thought that was a slightly different narrative.
Yeah. I'd recommend them. I thought it was great. A lot of people didn't like the ending of it. I did personally.
Okay.
I was a bit kind of like, this is fucked up, even for me. But
oh God, is it John strangling a baby?
Oh man,
and it's that kind of thing as well. It's like you're Sydney Sweeney as a nun. People are going to go and see that.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? I mean, this is going to sound like sour grapes here, but everything I've seen her in, she's very dead behind the eyes, and obviously she's an absolutely stunning girl, beautiful figure, like just classically beautiful looking. But I've never seen anything that she's been in acting wise where I've thought, oh, you've totally knocked it out the park.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's no way she's going to fucking win like Oscars for this movie or anything. She's good in it. She's good in it.
And is it the exact same story?
It's not the exact same story, but it's. I'd let you. I don't want to say too much for spoiling it.
Okay.
But it's the same idea of a Catholic Church conspiracy to impregnate nuns.
I mean, are we going back to the sort of Dan Brown era where every film that comes out now or every book's going to be a Catholic Church conspiracy? Because honestly, I
downloaded the wrong film actually. Now I think about it. I thought it was said this maybe it wasn't. It just looked like her.
So funny.
No, it's a similar idea, but I don't want to spoil it for you because there's some big differences that I think are really good.
Right, okay.
But I am tempted to go and watch the Omen TV show and try and find that online.
I didn't realise there was a TV show for that as well. I will say though that genuinely that now that we're obviously still talking about it, that birthing scene with the claw, you know how when they say in films, boys like cross their legs if they see someone getting hit in the balls or whatever? I have genuinely never wanted to just sew myself up. Like that was horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Like it was so, again, it was one of these things where because it was the nun or whoever was in front of her was sort of moving from side to side and you were maybe only seeing like an over the you're going, is that? Yeah. And then you just get it and you're like, oh fuck, that is exactly what that is. That was horrific.
See the scene in the bedroom when you got the kind of burned nun in the corner. I just kept watching that scene going, please stop, please end, please fuck off. Yeah. Because there's no jump scares. I mean, jump scares got a bad rap, but they can be effective, they can be done well, and they've been done well through loads of films. Even films that say, oh, we don't have jump scares, and they fucking do. Hereditary, for example, films like that.
Yeah.
With that, I'm kind of thinking myself, I'd rather a jump scare at this point, because then it'll fucking pass.
Yeah.
Aye. That was one of those moments where I was quite happy to take my glasses off and not see anything because I was so fucking scared. I was like, I don't think I can do this. Because that part of me was like, is she going to stop? Because you're just, obviously there's that thing where you're kind of going, it's so dark, you're like, am I seeing something? Am I not? And then the more it moves, you're just like, oh fuck, no. And yeah, I loved all that stuff because I'm really obsessed with like, see like old medieval, especially like Dante's Inferno, like old medieval drawings of like hell and all that sort of thing. And everything about that whole setup, like all the wee drawings that she found under the bed and stuff like that. I was like, oh yeah, that looks like that. I really love all that kind of creepy stuff. It's good. Yeah, empty churches and nuns, that's like my two big fears in life. So yeah, that's hit all the notes on that one. Yeah. Didn't have a fear of, claws coming out of people's bodies, but now I do, because that's a new one. Didn't know that before this. But yeah, I definitely think that I'd watch it again, which I think is quite unusual for me. Once I see horror films, I'd probably just leave them alone, but I'd watch that one again.
Yeah, I'd watch it again.
I think so, yeah.
I actually think I probably enjoy it more second time as well. I wouldn't have fucking people talking behind me.
Well, you know what my experience was?
Exactly.
Fucking
That's what
arsehole.
reminded me of it. That's what reminded me. I was like, are people just like pay to fucking go and see these, go and see the first Omen and talk through it to ruin it or something?
I've genuinely, it really pissed me off because it's one thing being on your phone, but to actually play videos out loud on your phone, like, why are you even in the cinema? Like, fuck off.
It's not cheap.
Else.
It's for fuck's sake, you know, and spending your time doing that. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. John, you saw Love Lies Bleeding today, yeah?
I did, yes. I saw The Fall Guy and Love Lies Bleeding today. Fall Guy was decent. It's a very light film. It's not one to be taken seriously at all. And obviously there's a lot of stunts and things like that in it, and it's quite comedic. It's quite funny. But if you're looking for something even just a wee bit more serious, you're not going to get it from this film. It is completely over the top. Aaron Taylor-Johnson's really good in it because he's a film star who you kind of get the idea he might be based on Tom Cruise. It'll be a bit, even though the name check Tom Cruise actually in the film as well, but he's a sort of a cross between Tom Cruise and Johnny Depp because he's everywhere. He's selling perfume and all this sort of stuff. You know, it's a very sort of sauvage type thing with Johnny Depp.
Although I see they're in trouble about a Johnny Depp joke in the film though, because is it Hannah Waddingham says there's like a messy room or something, and she's like, "Oh, it's like Johnny and Amber have been in here," and there's quite a big backlash about that. So, but what's weird is people are saying it wasn't in the South by Southwest cut, and that it seems to have been added in for the the sort of general theatrical release. So people are really, really upset about it online, as they're always upset online, but you know what I mean. It's getting quite a bit of backlash. Yeah,
there is a slight horror element, a body horror element to it, in that in the end credits you see Heather Locklear in a wee sort of post-credit sequence, and it's unbelievable how she looks now, just through the amount of work that she's had done. It's really, really bad. I couldn't believe it.
Is that the body horror that she's too much?
Yeah, that's the body horror. There was no expression, you know. It's one of these ones where your face is completely frozen. It was just, you're going, my goodness, that's terrible. That's really, really bad. It's really quite sad in a way, obviously, you know, but people have to do that. But
we were talking about this last night, obviously, because I was watching Hammer Horror. There's so many people, because everyone's had buccal fat removal and Botox and the same set of veneers. See, there's no such thing as like a good character actor anymore because nobody's face fucking moves.
Yeah,
like you don't get that, like your Walter Matthau's or anything like that, or even your Patrick Troughton, whose face is obviously very, very expressive. There's no room for that anymore because everybody looks the fucking same.
Yeah,
the interesting point. Yeah.
No, you're right, because there's very few actors that don't get work done these days. There are exceptions, like Robert Redford didn't particularly get a lot of work done, and he has just he's lined everywhere. He has aged. He looks his age, whereas most of them don't. I mean, if you think about it, like Gregory Peck was 59 when he made The Omen,
and still a ride. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's a year older than, or 2 years older than I am. So it's like, Jesus, you know.
You're also still a ride.
If I've got that recorded now. Sorry, I wouldn't use that as a banner. Don't worry about it.
Thanks. No, I think we should use as the banner you starting your cult, because that will really draw them in.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Now, if you play the podcast backwards, it's John telling people to join the cult.
Oh, no way! We should make it somehow that way. That would be excellent.
I think you can do that. I think you can flip the audio.
Yeah,
I think you can, yeah.
Do it. Because even, what do you call her? Do you know what makes me upset? See someone who I think is absolutely beautiful, like that Anya Taylor-Joy. She's obviously had the buccal fat removal as well. Why? Your face is so perfect, because you're so expressive and so unique looking, but obviously unique looking is not seen as a compliment these days.
Yeah, like it's somebody like Liz Hurley, who I'm sure she's had work done, but she's so fucking witchcraft or something, because
her and Cher are clearly sacrificing the same children somewhere, because Cher hasn't aged in like 50 years. So,
but well, Love Lies Bleeding was good. There's a lot of good talking points in that film, definitely. Can
I just say that Ed Harris chose his own hairstyle, which makes it even more fucking mental.
I don't know, for some reason it reminded me of The Greasy Strangler. Have you seen that film?
No, but what a terrible name.
It was a very low budget horror film from about 5-6 years ago. And it's mental, and the main character, and it looks a wee bit sort of same sort of styling as the Ed Harris look in this film. Yeah, aye.
Yeah, no, seemingly turned up on set and was like had 4 foot of head extensions, and he was like, "We're good with this because this is what I'm going with."
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
What I can now share is that, do you know what's probably better? You shouldn't club a baby to death, but actually, if you strangle them, it's probably a more effective way of killing. Just according to my friend John, I use that as my subject opener.
I'm going to edit that quite nicely so that you've just take out the according to my friend John.
I mean, that was obvious, surely. There, Mary, come on.
No, because I'm just repeating what John said.
I don't think that ever happened.
Oh, very good. That's exactly what will happen. You'll use that as the wee opener, and then your whole section on starting a cult and how you should kill a baby will totally disappear.
Yeah. Spooky, that, isn't it? Unlike the Omen, I keep my cult quiet. I'm not going to advertise myself.
Oh, I love it.